Have you ever modeled a hand and felt like there was something wrong with it? Probably not. In this video, I'll tell you all the things that you probably didn't know are important while modeling a hand. We'll look at things like checking the proportions and making sure that the shape of the hand is correct. But before that, you owe me something. Yeah, that's right. Hit the like and subscribe button to pay. Before trying to create anything, get some reference images. Make sure you get images which are clear and easy to understand what you want to reference. In the case of this video, we want images of a hand from all sides and a few from a 3/4 view so we can get a better view of its form. As far as I can remember, whenever I created a hand, it was based on a feeling. As long as what I created looked like a hand, I was completely fine with it. The first thing that I overlooked while modeling a hand is that I did not check if the proportions were right. Yes, I know. You're probably thinking, oh shit, not this again. Well, I don't blame you. You've probably watched some videos telling you the importance of having the correct proportions. But have you actually tried checking if you have them correctly? Nah, I doubt it. I've modeled a couple of characters and not once have I checked their proportions because it felt right when I saw them. First we'll scale down the box to the size that we want, and then we'll slightly scale it in the x-axis. Make a duplicate of the box and scale it in the x and z axis to the size of a finger. Move it to where you'll be placing the middle finger. Duplicate the mesh and then go to the material tab to add a new material. Scroll down to viewport display and then change the color to red. We will use the gray mesh as a guide to measure the length of a finger, which will be presented in colors of red, yellow and green. Scale the red mesh roughly the size of the other mesh and duplicate it. Remove the current material and add a new material, then change its color to yellow. Select the yellow object and go to edit mode. Go to vertex selection and then press Alt Z to change to transparency mode. Select the vertices and move them slightly in the y-axis. Make a duplicate of the yellow mesh and repeat the actions on the new yellow mesh. Okay, now I'm actually gonna fast forward this video. Now move the yellow and green mesh in line with the red mesh. Make sure to adjust the length so that it matches with the gray mesh. So the aim of this is to have 3 parts of a finger with different length, but when combined they are the same length as the palm. These 3 parts will form the length of the middle finger, with each of the areas connected being the joints. Now repeat this process to create the other fingers. With this you have the correct proportions of the hand, but this does not mean that it is completed. You have to shape it right to make it presentable. First, let's change our view to an orthographics view. Now we will shape the hand. I usually think of what the basic shape of the hand is before adding any volume to it. The palm should start off thick at the base and tapers as it reaches the knuckles. Looking at the palm from the top view, let's add 3 loops. We will shape the knuckle areas into an arc shape with the middle finger area as the highest point. Let's change to the front view and shape the object into an arc. Note that the start of the finger from the back side is not the same as on the palm side. The palm side of the knuckle is forward from where the knuckles are and creates an incline. This makes the fingers look short from the palm side. Now we can add more loops to the mesh and start shaping it. We want to add volumes to the mesh and shape any areas of the hand where it is soft and fleshy. Switch back and forth into subdivision mode to look at the final result of the hand. And remember to look at your references if you're having troubles shaping the hand. Now let's create the fingers. Now add the loop and select the 4 polys. We will only focus on creating one finger and then duplicate it to create the others. Insert the selected polys, then right click loop tools and click on the circle option. If you don't see the loop tools options, go to edit menu, preferences, add-ons and type in loop tools, then turn it on. Now pull the selected polygons to the end of the green mesh and scale the y-axis to 0 in order to align the faces. Now we need to shape the fingers. So select the faces of the fingers and press Shift H to hide the rest of the mesh. Make sure you hide all other objects except for the red, yellow and green boxes you are using as a guide for the proportions. Add 2 loops and move them to where the boxes meet. These 2 loops will be the center of the joints for the fingers. All that's left is to clean up the mesh. Okay, so I know I said that you should have references, but keep in mind that relying too much on references is no good. It will help you improve, but it takes some time to see any mistakes or improvements you make. I would suggest that you spend one day working with references and the next day doing the same activity without any reference. Then take the two models and compare them. You'll probably notice that your model is not as good as when you used references. Doing these activities will help you realize what you know and what you're lacking. As you continue to do this with each project, you gain the confidence to create things without constantly looking at references. And you'll start to use them as a tool which helps you recall things instead of it being something you need to model things. So that is pretty much what I think is needed in order to create a proper hand. If I missed to mention anything, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content and hit the notification button while you're at it. Follow me on Twitch where I create characters from start to finish. The link is in the description. Cheers.